These are 3 downsides of the S-Corp election. Hey everybody, I'm Christopher Small. I'm the owner of Big Bird Accounting. We do bookkeeping, we do tax strategy for service-based businesses, and we're super good at it, okay? If that is you and you want help with those things, bigbird.accounting.com is the place to go. Okay, S-Corp election. A real quick background. What is the S-Corp election and what does it do? The S-Corp election is sort of a tax classification that you can opt into with the IRS that says you want to be taxed as an S-Corp, even though your business may be operating and formed as an LLC. What does that mean? It means with an S-Corp, you get to take a salary, and your salary, you pay unemployment taxes on those, or you pay FICA on those, basically. Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid. Okay, this is 15.3% tax on those wages. Normally, if you're a regular person, a W-2 earner, your employer pays half and you as the employee pay half. But because we are both, we pay both. If you have only an LLC, then you pay these FICA wages on all of the income that you earn. Okay, it's kind of phased out over a set period of time. The more you make, like if you get over 200K, it starts to go down a little bit, but you are missing out on significant tax savings if you don't take this S election. For example, I own a law firm as well as an accounting firm. In my law firm, we are profitable. Okay, so we make some money. I take a salary in my law firm of about $90,000 a year. Let's say I made profit of $200,000. Okay, hypothetically, if I did not have the S election, I would pay 15.3% on the full $2,000 before I paid income taxes. Now that I've taken this S election, I pay 15.3 on the 90K, and on the rest, I pay none, which means I save about, $35,000 in taxes, just like that. Boom. Okay. Electing the S Corp status is not very hard. Kind of a one sheet. If you do it in the middle of the year, you have to provide some extra documentation, but it's not rocket science. It's not hard to do. Okay. So that's a lot of tax savings for not a lot of effort. There are some downsides though, potentially, just depending on who you are, to taking this S election. And I wanted to talk about 3 of those today. The first downside of the S election is that you have to set up and run payroll. Okay, you have to run a payroll and you have to pay your payroll taxes just like you would if you were an employee. If you are just an LLC with no S-Corp election, you don't need to run payroll. So you don't have to set that up. You don't have to run it through. You don't have to do anything. Okay, that, by the way, is also not very hard. I use a company called Gusto for my payroll needs. It's super simple. The onboarding is really easy. The paying is really easy. They kind of calculate and do all of the tax things for you. And again, it's not that hard. I think I pay $50 a month or something like that. So it's also not prohibitively expensive, considering that they do all the work for you. Okay, but you do have to set that up. You do have to run your payroll at least once a year. So you actually don't even have to run it regularly if you don't want to, particularly if it's just you on the payroll. You can run it once a year and then pay a whole year's worth of payroll taxes in one sort of flail swoop. So using my example, if I only wanted to run payroll once a year, like around in December, I would run my payroll for 90K and then I would pay in my 15K in taxes-ish, 14K. And that would be it, okay? I run it on a regular basis because it just doesn't feel as big, but you can do it anytime that you want. Okay, that's number 1. Number 2, if you are an S-Corp, your tax return is a little more complex than if you are just an LLC. Just an LLC, all your P&L basically goes on the Schedule C on your 1040 and gets filed, okay? Pretty straightforward. If you have an S-Corp, then you have to do a business tax return, okay? 1120S. It's not super rocket sciencey to prep and file, but if you have someone doing your taxes for you, which you probably should, okay, then you're gonna have to pay a little bit more, okay, to do the 1120. Again, you're not gonna have to pay $30,000 more, so you still come out on top, but we're talking about the downsides to the S election as one. Okay, you're gonna have to pay a little bit more in CPA fees, potentially. Okay, you can try to do it on your own, but look, just farm that out. Okay, and then number 3, with an S-Corp, some of the deductions that you would regularly take with your LLC simply a slightly bit trickier. Okay, for example, if you were going to pay your kids, it's very straightforward with just an LLC. With an S-Corp, you have a few more steps. I have a different video on that, by the way. You should go watch it. And if you're not subscribed, by the way, hit the subscribe button. If you've made it this far, you want more, subscribe. Taking your home office deduction is a little bit trickier. You need to set up something called an accountable plan and sort of invoice your business for your home office deduction every month. Again, to set it up, it doesn't take a lot of time, but with an LLC, you don't have to do anything. So it is a little bit harder. Okay, that's pretty much it. Okay, there's a tremendous upside for an S-Corp election. I have S-Corp election, and it saved me thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. So get it done. No audit increase, by the way. That is not one of the downsides for a reason. Okay, so don't believe the hype on that. That's it for today. If you like this, hit the like button or subscribe. If you have questions or comments, leave them. I will answer them. And if you need bookkeeping and tax strategy help, BigBirdAccounting.com is the place to go. All right, that's it for today. I am Christopher Small. I am the owner of Big Bird Accounting. We do your books and give you tax strategy so that you can save money and save time. That's it for today. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your energy. Appreciate you. See you later.